Hi guys, Coach Rick here. Today we're going to be going over mentors, motivators, and who inspires me. I'll start with mentor because I think they're probably the most important one. As a man as well, growing up, I always thought that I knew best. I never used to listen as much, and I think I learned a lot as I got older, and definitely after having a child. So one of my biggest mentors is my dad. He's taught me so much through my life, so much that even when I was younger, I kind of tend to forget. Having a son has reminded me that he actually has done a lot. Little things like teaching me how to ride a bike, even how to walk, swim, those kind of things. My dad used to take me to a lot of places when I was super young, probably even a little bit too young to remember, but my pictures show me those times, and his memories remind me of those times. And as I've got a lot older, I've realized that my dad's word and listening to him is super important for me. The relationship that I have with my son has strengthened the relationship I have with my dad, and I have a lot more understanding about why my dad does the things that he does. It's a very, very unique and tricky bond trying to raise a son. I know that for myself firsthand now, so I know how I will be in the future with my son, and now I kind of understand why my dad was how he was with me. You've got to be strict and firm, yet caring at the same time, which is super difficult. Another mentor for me is my brother. I have an older brother who's almost 3 years older than me. He's probably the smartest person that I know, and he just has a really grounded mindset. And when he says things to me, I listen to them, and he's super talented in certain areas. For example, like one thing that I looked up to him about was his ability to build things. So from really young, he's building computers, and then he was building like cabinets and like intricate stuff, electronical stuff. He was just very into that. I wasn't as much, but as I've got older, I've realized how skilled it actually is. So he's definitely another mentor for me. Then we're going to go on to motivators. So I think it's important for everyone to have a motivator or someone or a group of people that motivate them to do better. I take motivation from a lot of people, from even friends, training partners, coaches. There's certain ones that stand out a lot for me that really do motivate me to be better and to push myself harder. One of those guys for sure is going to be a guy called Daniel Cormier. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's an Olympic medalist. He's a UFC fighter. He's a commentator as well for the UFC. He's a wrestling coach. He's a father. He's a good role model. He's kind of the example of, he just makes good life choices. He's super passionate about winning and losing, and I love that about him. And he just seems like a real honest human being. Now, I don't know him personally. I only know what I see of him through interviews and in fights, but I can get to build a decent enough picture to tell that he's a kind and just decent human being. I think kindness in anyone is one of the most standout qualities. I can tell when I see a kind person, and I love that about people. That stands out for me. Like, I'll remember that in someone. Just kindness and compassion and how you treat someone, for me, is super, super important. A motivator is someone who motivates you to be better in yourself. You can look at them and kind of see what they're doing, and then it pushes you to push harder in your life. One person who's a super big celebrity right now, which everyone will know, is Tyson Fury. Now, I started watching him around about the time just before he fought Vladimir Klitschko. I knew he was going to win that fight from knowing martial arts and liking boxing and studying boxing a little bit. I just thought to myself that he's a tactician. He's like a natural gifted boxer with wicked boxing, wicked footwork. I thought he would beat Vladimir. When Vladimir was beating everyone, I thought to myself, this guy has come up from nothing, from the bottom, and he's worked on his craft. He's a wicked boxer, and he's super tall, rangy, and he moves. He just floats effortlessly. And I thought to myself, he's going to beat Vladimir. I told a few of my friends and family as well that he was going to do that. He'd done that. And then I knew he was going to take over. I called it from quite a while back, and I'm so glad that he has come to where he's come. The biggest thing that I take from him, the way he talks about mental health, the way he talks about where he's been, I think it's inspiring. I think it motivates me massively, because as most men who are watching this will know, life's not easy, life's quite difficult. Men tend to keep themselves to themselves in terms of like talking about things like mental health and any kind of issue like that. And he came out there, and he's one of the first guys to come out there and speak about it, and speak about how he was on the verge of almost suicide. And I think the strength that it takes to do that is massive, one, but to see where he's been, so he's been at the pinnacle at the top, to lose it all and then to get it all back with this fight that he's just won against Deontay Wilder, to see that progression, for me, it motivates me massively, because it kind of just shows no matter where you are in life, you could be at the lowest of the low, but there is that light at the end of the tunnel. And if you persevere and you push hard through, you could achieve wicked things. He's achieved wicked things. And for me, it's just super motivating to watch the kind of stuff he does and watch how he boxes as well. I find it inspiring for me, and just I look at him and I'm like, wow. Tyson Fury's last fight with Deontay Wilder, it was a complete masterclass of boxing. He trained super hard, and he just done exactly what he said he was going to do. I love that about him. I love how hard he works. Like, people kind of see the 10-15 minutes of in the fight, but the work that he's put in to get himself to that level is inspiring to me, does motivate me, motivates me to train hard whenever I am training, because the sky's the limit when you push yourself really hard. Another motivator for me is another UK guy, Rapman. For those of you who don't know him, he's getting quite big nowadays. He's making movies and Netflix series. The first Rapman video that I ever watched was the original Blue Story, the 3-part YouTube series. One of my friends a few years ago, I think 4 or 5 years ago now, asked me to have a look at it and watch it. I was drawn in straight away. From the first part, I was drawn in. Just his way of storytelling, the fact that he raps on it, I loved it. I loved it. And then obviously Shiro's story came out, and he's got a movie and he's become a lot bigger. He's someone from London who has just worked on his craft. I love seeing people like that. I love seeing hard workers who work on their craft and just keep pushing. And a lot of the time you think like this person's blown up because they've just got a lucky break. But I don't believe in that. I believe that hard work trumps everything. And you can tell that he's worked super hard. Now he is where he is due to his hard work and perseverance. So he's another person that really does motivate me to be better in myself and push to be better at whatever it is that I'm putting my mind to. Then we're going to move on to people who inspire me. Now, this is a tough one because this comes down to like qualities that you have, and standout qualities. And as I said before, kindness for me is a massive standout quality. So Daniel Cormier is on that list. He inspires me massively. He makes me look at things that he does and think, wow, that is a good way to live. I want to be like that. I aspire to be like that. The way that he handles youth kids wrestling coaching, the way he carries himself, the way he just approaches people and treats people, I find really inspiring. He is someone who represents the sport of mixed martial arts really well. He's an Olympic medalist. All those kind of things really do inspire me about him. Another person who I consider an inspiration is a guy called Shetty. If you guys don't know who he is, definitely check him out. He's got loads of YouTube videos and Facebook videos. I originally saw his videos many years ago on Facebook. He puts motivational videos out there. He's almost like a social media influencer. He uses his platforms, he uses YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram to spread good, positive messages, to make people kind of question good and bad decisions that they make. Probably about 5-6 years ago, I was watching a lot of his content, and I found it inspiring, and I also found that it motivated me to just get out there and do certain things and treat people in certain ways. I'm a big believer of forgiveness and kindness, and I think that you can't hang on to how people treat you. You can't hang on to bad vibes, bad energy. If you do that, it's just going to consume you. I think that you've got to be a good person by your own standards. You've got to wish the best for people. You shouldn't be wishing bad upon people, and I think that that's going to help you prosper in life, and I think that's going to help other people prosper. And I think that if everyone was a little bit more like that, if everyone was a little bit less judgmental, a little bit more forgiving, I think society would be a much better place. There's craziness going around at the moment, and I think that I find his content just super positive. Just as a human being, I think he's spreading kindness, he's spreading love, he's spreading compassion. I think people that do that, they're the ones that set the standard for the rest of the world. And I think if more people were doing things like that, we would have much more positivity as opposed to the stuff that we have going on social media and in the world. When it comes to social media, I'm not the biggest social media person. The fact that I've even started a YouTube channel, for me, I toyed with it for ages and I wasn't really going to do it just because I know that the negatives that it comes with, I know that you can get very addicted to it. You can kind of care what people say so much. But the reason that I'm starting this channel is that aside, I think spreading kindness, spreading good vibes, good exercise drills, talking about this kind of stuff, I think is more important than the negative. So I think the positive outshines the negative. Like, my son's gonna learn the importance of forgiveness, the importance of respect. I think those things are super important. Being in quarantine and this whole coronavirus, and me understanding and me kind of seeing the importance of relationships has really helped with myself and understanding that it doesn't matter what people say negative about me. I'm going to put this out there. The guys that enjoy it will enjoy it. The guys that don't, sadly won't. But I've come to terms with that. And I think I appreciate relationships a lot more since this coronavirus outbreak. And I'll be making the most of them as soon as I can once this is all over. Hope you guys enjoyed this video about mentors, motivators, and people who inspire me. I've posted the link in the descriptions. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Insta. I'm posting regular content kind of similar to this and other stuff as well. Thank you guys for staying tuned, and thank you for all the support.